Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So my name's Nayna, if you're new here, welcome. I haven't done a sit down like chatty video for what feels like forever, and I haven't done a Q&A type video for like 2 months. So today I thought I would mix it up a little bit and do the video where I respond to assumptions or answer assumptions that you guys sent me in. I have done this video before, like maybe 8 months ago or so. It's a really fun one. I feel like I love watching these videos. When you see someone only online, obviously like impossible to know their full personality, so you kind of do assume things to fill in the blank. Obviously making assumptions about people is not the nicest thing, and this video is kind of messed up. I definitely think it's a fun idea and it's just a light-hearted video. So I asked for you guys to assume things on my Instagram. It's at naynaflorence if you want to check it out, or I don't know, I'll probably do another video like this in the future. Also, do we like this background? My electric blanket doesn't stretch to where I normally film and I'm really cold. That's why we're here. But so we're gonna answer some assumptions. I'm very excited. I barely looked through these since I uploaded this yesterday evening. So some of these are really positive and nice, and that just made me so happy because this video obviously lends itself to people to literally like hate on you and send in hate, but these are really sweet. So I'll start off with a nice one, and that is, you have become more confident. I feel like this definitely is true. In the past like couple years I probably have become more confident. I don't know if it's YouTube or if I feel like I was living for a long time like caring way too much what other people thought of me, and then you kind of have to look at your life and think like, is this how I'm gonna be for the rest of my life, not doing anything I actually want to do just because somebody might think I'm weird, like. And I feel like I just kind of snapped out of it. So yeah, I'm definitely not the most confident, outgoing person, but I definitely have become more confident, yeah. You're not 100% content with what you chose to study. You don't know, I first applied to university to study economics and maths as joint honours. At the end of first year, I dropped maths, and now I just do straight economics. This is probably true, yeah. I feel like being 100% content with your degree choice is honestly quite rare. I don't feel like I know many people who haven't like at least wondered about what other degrees would be like, or just if they make the right decision. Obviously it's a big decision to make. You're spending so much money, dedicating so much time, so much energy and effort. To pick the wrong subject is kind of scary. I don't have any regret. From the age of 18 to 22, which is the ages I'll be during my degree, I'm going to change so much. It's kind of absurd to think that I would make the same decisions when I'm 22 to when I'm 18. I'm pretty sure I actually picked to do this degree when I was 17, and I'm 20 now. So like obviously things have changed and it's normal to be like unsure. So yeah, that one's true. Okay, I'll get this one out the way because this was like the most asked one. Your family is well off. Got this one a lot the last time I did this video as well. Basically that I'm rich, or that my parents are rich, or my family's rich. This one, again, like I said the last time I did this video, it's really hard to answer this question because obviously rich, like that's not really, there's no definition for that. Like it's relative to everybody. I am very lucky, and I know that my parents have given me a lot, and they would do anything for me, and I know that, and I'm very grateful, and I think that they know how grateful I am. I don't really know how to answer this. I've had a job ever since like I was old enough to have a job. You ever see me like go on holiday, buy clothes, eat out, I pay for that with my own money that I've earned. However, that is a very privileged position to be, you know, like I earn my own money, but the fact that I'm even able to spend it on like a holiday or a meal out and not like bare necessities is a very privileged position to be in, and I know that. I have a student loan. Parents are not paying for my tuition. I have a tuition loan and a maintenance loan. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for that one. You are religious. I'm actually not any religion in my life. No. You're a home girl and spend weekends back in London when you can. Okay, so I go to university in Edinburgh, and London is like door to door, it's about 6 hours away. In first year, I would have been a home girl if I could have been. I did not like first year. I didn't have a good time. I missed home. I had friends, like it wasn't awful, but I didn't have any friends in my flat. I felt like I lived alone, which is really difficult when you're used to like living with your family and you kind of go to university expecting to make like good friends, and then you end up just kind of like eating your dinner in your bedroom. It's not the most fun thing, and I definitely would have gone home at the weekends if I could have done. I never actually did because firstly it's very expensive. The return train ticket is like 80-90 pounds, really expensive. I also do cheer, so like most weekends I have commitments to be here in Edinburgh, like I can't just leave out of nowhere. I also have work to do, and I get sick on the train, like I find it really difficult to do work on the train. It just takes so much time to get home just for like one full day is just not worth it. Yeah, this year I'm not really like that at all. I don't think I would go home even if I could, but last year I definitely would have done. You love doing YouTube more than your degree and would consider doing YouTube full-time. I probably would say I do enjoy YouTube more than my degree. That's not really saying much. I like my degree, but it's a lot of maths, it's a lot of hard work, it's interesting at times, yeah, whereas YouTube is definitely a lot more fun. YouTube is just easier to tailor to what you actually want to do. Uni is very much like, this is what we're doing today kind of thing. Yeah, I probably do like YouTube more than my degree, but I wouldn't ever give up my degree for YouTube. Getting a degree is very important for me. I don't want to do YouTube full time, like that's not really, firstly I can't like consider that because in my mind I'm like, that would never be a possibility, like that's certainly not a possibility now, and I could not imagine it being one. I still just feel like YouTube is a hobby and I don't think of it as a job, or I can't imagine that it ever getting to that stage. But I don't know, even if it did, I don't think I'd want to full time do YouTube. I feel like I'd need something else. Okay, these ones kind of go all hand in hand, but I saw quite a lot and it does kind of surprise me. So someone said, you don't have bad days, you have your life together, you spend all day doing work, you're never stressing out for anything. Never ever ever watch somebody online and think they never have bad days and that they have their life together. Like, don't ever do, that's silly. Nobody in this world has all good days and is always happy and has everything together. Like, that's a lie. Obviously I want my videos to be, I guess, motivating, productive, and I definitely show the best of me in my videos. I'm not saying that it's not a lie, because I do everything that you see in my videos. I do like get up early and I do quite a bit of work and I'm like relatively productive, but I'm not somebody who, I definitely don't have my life all together. All of last year I was sad, like I hated first year, at least the first semester, but it was definitely not the happiest I'd ever been. I really missed home and I didn't like living situation. Like, first year was not the best for me. I never really spoke too much about that. I feel like I mentioned it occasionally, but it really did take a toll on me. I would have been home every weekend if I could have been. Nobody has it all together, nobody is happy all the time. And in answer to you spend all day doing work, that's not true either. I'm more likely to film a day where I'm spending the whole day doing work because it's more, well, more interesting. If I'm just sitting in bed all day, there's nothing to film. So I just don't really end up filming those days as much, but it definitely exists. I definitely don't spend all day doing work. I should do way more work than I do. But it's just a balance for me between like YouTube, cheer, uni, and then also like socializing, and then also just like chilling out. I actually had quite a few which were about my like heritage and saying, so this one said you're not connected to your Indian roots. Another one was saying that I can't cook Indian food. Obviously I've grown up my whole life in the UK. Obviously I'm more in touch with that side of me. Both my parents were born in the UK and have lived here their whole lives, so that's just another element of like, even like my dad, he's fully Indian, but he's not lived in India. So I also grew up in London and all of my Indian family live 3 hours away. We couldn't really go see them that much. I feel like, yes, this one's probably true. I don't know, my mum did a lot to help me get in touch with my Indian side when I was younger. Like, she tried to teach me Gujarati and did Indian dance, but it's like hard because that's not her culture, and my dad works like long hours and he went away on work trips like a lot. Yeah, this one's probably true, but I don't think it's like anyone's fault or my fault or anything to be ashamed of. It's just kind of the natural order of things. Yeah, this one says you're half Indian but never been to India, doesn't seem to know anything about it. I feel like I do know a decent amount about it. I have been to India, but I was only 8. That is my family, like I do see my family relatively often. I feel like people assume that I have no idea Indian culture is like, which is not true at all. Everything in your life is highly calculated, and that's kind of boring. I do know what you mean. I feel like I do give off that vibe of like everything's planned out, everything's like has to be a certain way kind of thing. I guess maybe you assume that I'm not that spontaneous. I definitely like things a certain way, and I like to like have my routines, you know, I like getting up at a certain time. I like to do certain things throughout the day. I feel like I still have a decent amount of fun. Honestly, like, I'm happy with the way that I live my life. So, Joe isn't your first boyfriend. No, that's a lie. Joe is my first boyfriend. You love having siblings. Yes, I have one brother and I literally don't know what I'd do without him. I feel like my life would be so boring. I just can't imagine growing up as an only child. No thank you. You hate being in a long distance relationship. I think it's a difficult question because like obviously nobody loves being in a long distance relationship. In a perfect world that would not be the case. For like the time being, it is the best option. Everybody always tells you don't pick a university based on where your boyfriend's going, and I definitely didn't. I am so far away. He's in Birmingham and I'm in Edinburgh, so it's like pretty far. Saying I don't like it, I do feel like it's taught me to like appreciate our time together more. Obviously it has a lot of downsides, but I don't think it's all negative, and saying I hate it I think is the wrong idea, because that if you hate something that much then it just leaves the situation, you know. Like if I hated being in a long distance relationship, I wouldn't be in one. You hated growing up coloured in a white school. Having moved to Edinburgh and just like seeing my life in London from like an outsider's perspective, one thing I'm very grateful for is that I always went to like diverse schools. I never ever felt weird for being non like 100% white. All of people in like my classes and stuff were from like had lots of different ethnicities and cultural backgrounds, and I do think that is like something that has added value to my life. So no, you don't drink alcohol / have ever done drugs. I also had one that said that I've never got drunk. I have been drunk before. I don't not drink ever, it just kind of never happens because I don't like the taste of alcohol. I like waking up early, I like feeling good. I hate being hungover. Like it just doesn't really, I just don't want to drink. It's not even that I like sit myself down and tell myself that you're not allowed to drink. I have drunk once this academic year, maybe once in first year, no, twice in first year, so like hardly ever, and I've never done drugs. You struggle with your body and looks, but in reality you're perfect. I think everybody struggles with this. Sadly, that is kind of like part of being a young woman. Yeah, I guess it's something that I'm working on, and all you can do is all you can do. So you had a really bad experience with alcohol before, which is why I don't like clubbing. I wouldn't say that this is true. Like I wouldn't say I had a really bad experience, but just negative experiences. Yeah. Okay, this video is getting pretty long, so I'm gonna try, oh no, the lighting's going lit. I'm gonna try finish it off here. Let's see if we've got one more. You'll get married young. I don't know if I want to even get married. My parents were never married. They never got married, but they're still together. And I never grew up thinking that I needed to be married to like be with someone forever. So yeah, until I was about 17, I was strict. Like I did not want to get married. I was like, no, don't want to get married at all, definitely. And in the past like 3 years, I guess I've like warmed up to the idea. I don't think I want like a traditional wedding. It's something that I'll figure out when I get to it. In terms of getting married young, I don't think so. I don't think it would be like especially young. Okay, so that's everything that I'm going to be answering today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had like a lot of fun filming this. Very interesting. I will be back next week with one of my more like regular videos, so stick around. I upload every Sunday at 10 AM. Thank you guys so much for watching and for sending in all the assumptions. That's obviously very helpful for this video. Yeah, I love you all so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.